The reason that so many people don't allow their vibration to rise enough to get what they want is because what they want keeps evolving. And you have this pattern of believing that you should be satisfied with what's manifested so far, which is counter to the way the universe works. So you first have to accept that it's a wonderful thing that you are evolving, and then you have to give yourself permission to keep up with the expanded desire. Because it's the becoming that is life. Anything that tries to stand still, picture a wire walker out over the Grand Canyon or Niagara Falls who's just been instructed, get out there and hold perfectly still. You must continue to adapt to the current what isness as you move continuously toward, feel your way continuously toward what you want, which means stay happy, stay happy, stay happy, stay happy, stay happy, stay happy, stay happy. Hell, you crowded in front of me. Not the end of the world yet, but keep that kind of thing up and happiness becomes something you don't reach. We want to just say something really kind of shocking to you. If you could hang around in satisfaction all the time, you would just keep moving up, 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 up. Everything that you want would just flow into your experience. But you'd stall out on expansion because dipping down a little bit is what puts more into the vortex. That would be like standing still sort of out there on that tight wire. Instead, what you want to know is that you can get there easily. You can get to satisfaction easily. And when you do, if you hang around there just by intending to be there, that vibration will rise into more attraction power and even greater emotions like joy. Let it be what you're striving for, because once you're there, and staying is the key word, not introducing resistance, that means you keep the fire on. And if the fire's on, it's going to get hotter and hotter, and it's going to come to a boil, which is what we're calling the manifestation. So just get focused on something that's important to you, and keep noting the positive aspects of it, which just holds you there and holds you there and holds you there and holds you there. I like this about you, and 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 I like this about you. And so your attraction power just gets more and more focused and more intense, so that more and more manifestations are coming to you, which lead to those better and better feeling experiences. And at the same time, we're saying, you're empowered once you know this. Don't ask yourself to stay there and only there all the time. Say, I know what I'm doing. I'm moving around in this world. Sometimes in step 1, that's a good thing. Sometimes step 2 is responding from source. That's a wonderful thing. Sometimes I'm really focused on allowing. That's a really good thing. Sometimes I'm determined to stay in satisfaction. That's step 4. I'm going to milk this and milk this and milk this. I'm going to become so familiar with what the feeling of satisfaction is that when I dip away from it, I realize it right away, and I don't keep trending away from it. I stay there because that's what I like best. That's who I really am. That's my doorway to the vortex. That's my key to my merging with my inner being. It's the doorway to my clarity and my flexibility and my wellness and my maintenance and my abundance. And there's no limit to where that leads. We're going to tell you a little story to make the point, and then we'll make the point. You're with a bunch of people, maybe having dinner, it doesn't matter, and someone brings up a subject. So your mind takes you to that subject. Doesn't matter what it is. Microphones, car, light fixtures, it doesn't matter what it is. So everyone, if they're engaged, is thinking about the car, thinking about cars, thinking about the subject of cars, motors, engines, traffic, driving, insurance. It can lead to a lot of thinking. And the subject can go all up and down the emotional scale because it's about cars, it's about Jaguars, and it's about death on the highway because it's about cars. It's about cars that you've loved your whole life and cars that you hated the day you had them and had them too long. But if your determination is satisfaction, So you introduce a conversation to a table with the intent to keep yourself satisfied. Then you can talk about anything and everything, but you are managing the feeling, which means you're managing the satisfaction, which means you're managing your point of attraction, which means you're happy. Think about how conversations go. You say this, I say this. Most conversations devolve very quickly when a group of people get together because you're not tending to the way you feel. So next time you get together with those that you get together with, before you get there, set an intention that you're going to manage the way you feel. And think about how you like to be with these people and how interesting they are and how much they have to offer and how much you love them. And how varied you are, how diverse you are, and yet how wonderful your uniqueness is as you come together. So you've got your juices going. You've tuned into your inner being and all of theirs before you even get there. And then when you sit down, you say something to yourself. Esther always says, as she stands here getting ready to receive us, Abraham, I want to speak clearly your intentions. And so you could sit down at your table and say something like, I really want to stay in tune with who I really am as I mine the deliciousness of this gathering. So now you've decided to tend to your vibration, haven't you? And so now they're very different. They have different walks of life. They are at different stages in life. They are different ages in life. But none of that is something for you to consider because you're not thinking your way through this. You're feeling your way through this by staying in concert with your inner being who knows everything about every one of them. So as you manage this vibration, and what you're reaching for is satisfaction, you learn things from these people, about these people that you've never known before. And they start conversing with one another at new levels of understanding until you realize that you are a group of people that have gone far beyond the relationships that you ever experienced before. And not one of you could have done it without all of you. We're all in this together and you feel invincible and you adore them and they adore you. And that's really what living happily ever after is. And that's the way you saw life when you decided to come into this body on this planet. That's how you saw everybody. There they all are. They're different. They're different from each other, which means together we are more. Which means there's no regression. There's only moving forward. And we're all necessary to the expansion because our diversity makes it possible. And my determination for satisfaction makes me the in-the-moment receiver of it, in-the-moment receiver of it, in-the-moment receiver of it. And then stepping apart from the intensity and wonderfulness of all of this, you have experiences like everybody there recognizes you as the catalyst to good feelings. You're not just the life of the party. You're the love of the party. You're the soul of the party. You're the tuner into source energy part of the party. You're not superficial, you're real. You're tuned to the very core of who you are. And there's no attraction like that. Nothing is better than that. And then the discovery of the breadth and depth of this group that you've just been scratching the surface of. You had no idea what your collective potential was. That's satisfaction. It's easier than you're making it out to be. Reach for the emotion. Just say things to yourself like, I like to feel energized. I like to feel clarity. I like to feel fulfilled. I like to feel happy and eager. I like good ideas streaming. I like all of that. Don't try to analyze it so much. Don't try to figure it out. Just accept that it is and make the statement that you would like to receive the benefit of it. Sometimes Esther will say to Jerry or to us, because she focuses almost every day to one or the other or all, and she'll say, what do you think about this? And all of us always say, irrelevant. It's what you think about it that matters. Because what we think about it is everything that she's ever thought about it that she wants. And we don't need to write 20 more books for her to understand that. She gets that. So it's what you are doing. Take your attention off of what anybody else is doing and focus upon what you are focused upon, and then feel the resonance with all of that. That's only what anyone can do. In the moment, you can be focused on the past or the present or the future, but you're doing it all now. And your inner being is doing it all now too. And so when we're all doing it together, it can be a very satisfying feeling. And just leave it at that. And then get to the business of what you care about. Make it about you. Because when you make it about something other than you and what you want, think of it this way. So see yourself as a mentor of a young person in your life. And this person, you see all this talent and capability, but that person keeps looking to you and saying, what should I do? And you want to say, it's for you to decide. But what should I do? Well, you want to get over that insecurity because you get to decide. This is your life and you get to decide what you want to do. Well, I don't know what I want to do. Well, think about what you want to do. Well, then live some life and it will help you to know what you want to do. What is it that you want to do? We don't want you to turn your attention to what we're doing, because what we're doing is what you want to do. What we're doing is what you want to do. Einstein is focused with the current physicists and scientists of your time. He's not off figuring stuff out that he wants to impart to you. He's not trying to create outside the reality of this physical dimension and then bring it to you. He's supporting you in your discovery. Non-physical is focused upon what you want to do. And we understand why most people don't get that, because so many people have said, you're inferior, you're here to learn, you're here to suffer, and Source is good and Source has it all, and so you better figure out how to be good so that you can be with Source. And we say, what is anybody going to do with that? What is anybody going to do with that? When what really is going on is you are an extension of Source energy, deliberately choosing an environment that will inspire you to new desires, and then Source wants to do what you want to do. When life is hard for too many people and children are starving and people are suffering, there's a massive desire for more happy in the street, more full bellies when they go to sleep, more well-being. In other words, the asking is strong, and Source wants to do what you want to do. But Source can't force anyone to receive the well-being, just focuses with you on what you want to do. So as more and more people are willing to allow more and more people to do what they want to do, understanding that Source supports all of you in what you want to do. There's no categories of Source. Well, we are the Republican form of non-physical. And we will help them defeat the Democrats. Or other way around. There is none of that going on. These are all wonderful people having new experiences and asking for many of the same things, like joyful life and happy continuation and prosperity and balance and clarity and fun and love. 100% of all of the categories of planet Earth are wanting those things. And Source wants that with you, you see. So you just got to decide what piece of all of that interests you today. You don't have to do it all today or even all in this lifetime. There's not this category of stuff that needs to get done. This group is not getting it done fast enough. There's none of that going on. You can feel the reveling of Source with you when you are reveling. But there is never impatience coming from Source. There's never a shaking of fingers or a punishing or a, well, that's just it, plague for them. It's not anything like that. That's what humans do to themselves, not even to each other, to themselves. It's lovely to be physical, and it's lovely to be non-physical, and it's lovely to be all in this together.